She reached out to us on a Friday saying that the next Wednesday she was launching her new skincare line, Kylie Skin. She wanted to blanket the entire country with Kylie ads, and she tapped Adomni to make it happen. Within 2 business days, we identified the optimal screens and her target audiences, and the campaign went live. Wednesday morning, the first programmatic ads went up. Before the end of the day, her products completely sold out. Kylie Jenner has 147 million followers on Instagram alone. Arguably, she doesn't need us. Brands pay her millions of dollars to advertise their products. And yet, she still chooses Adomni and programmatic out of home because of the results that we have to offer. Guys, the next gen of out of home is here. This was a defining moment, this campaign, not just for Adomni, but really for the entire out-of-home industry. And probably, if we tried to do this last year, it wouldn't have been possible. When I spoke last DPAA Summit last October, we had 21,476 programmatically connected screens. As of this morning, our total is now 136,812 programmatically connected screens, with another 40,000 that are currently being onboarded. It's growing rapidly. There's so many great things happening in our industry right now. The momentum that we're seeing is crazy. And the reason for all this momentum? Results. The results that programmatic out of home offers to both board owners and to advertisers is simply incredible. You can now launch a programmatic out of home campaign as easily as buying a product on Amazon, but with Facebook level audience targeting. Last year, all the hype, all the talk at the DPAA Summit for programmatic was about the future and all the potential that we have as an industry and in this particular segment. This year, let's talk about what's happening today. Let's take an actual look. What does programmatic at home actually look like? Let's say I'm Target, the retailer, who, by the way, is not a client of ours, but as an example. Let's say I'm Target, and I'm opening stores all over the country. You could go to Adomni.com, register a free account, and instantly have access to 136,000 screens. Most advertisers start with geo-targeting, whether it's state, city, DMA, CBSA, whatever. But for Target, we only care about 10-mile radiuses around each store. You can upload your store lists, your lat long list, any POI list, and now the 136,000 screens becomes 13,000 screens. And the beauty of this platform is that it's not just impressions and numbers, but just like Facebook, you can actually drill down and see the billboards, the bar restaurant screens, the shopping mall screens, all the different media types, the CPMs, the impressions that are available to you, all fully transparent. But one of the beautiful things about out of home is the visual aspect. You could fly in on a map and see every screen, every network that's included in your campaign's targeted list. Click on each of the individual dots, see the CPMs. And for this Lamar billboard, we can actually fly in and look at the street view and understand what is surrounding that billboard and ensure that you want to be advertising there. Full transparency, instantly accessible. But this isn't even the best part. Where we're seeing the craziest results is in the audience targeting. If I'm Target and I want to reach, say, women who shop at Target, as well as the primary competitors to Target, just like Facebook, you can come in here and choose those audience segments, and our algorithms are going to match you up based on real-time recent mobile location data to the best screens. And now instead of 13,000 screens, there's 2,700 that over-index for the audience you're trying to reach. I mean, it's that easy, guys. A geo and audience-optimized campaign built, planned, and shareable within minutes. But as we all know, anyone who's done a national campaign for out-of-home, it doesn't stop with just the geo and location targeting. It's the last mile of the creative. So let's talk about creative. Out-of-home is different than, say, digital online, where the IAB has a set number of standards. And out-of-home, you've got hundreds of different content sizes. For Target, you would have 63 different size ads that you need to provide for this campaign. What we've done is we've solved the headaches that go with that. Instead of you having to make 63 ads, imagine providing us with one Photoshop vertical and landscape file, and our technology platform will generate all the different ads perfectly sized to the screens that you want and feed them back into your account, sometimes within hours, no more than one business day. So here we're just showing how you start with a background, layer on the logo, layer on the text messaging, and instantly, boom, 63 ads put in your account. Think about that. Think about all the heavy lifting and the headaches that happen at the last kind of mile of launching these campaigns. We've solved for that too, at no extra charge. And what about reports? Real-time KPIs that you can see what you've spent, your CPMs, your impressions, your content that's been delivered. You can see your audience reached. Basically, the Facebook and Google level instantaneous access is now available for out-of-home. You want to do a measurement study? Let's talk about movie lift, place visitation lift. There's all these additional ways that you want to quantify exactly how many more people ended up going to your retail store or to your website. It's now available today. We used to say that buying on Adomni was as easy as booking on Google or Facebook. It's actually now easier. But easy is just half the battle. Ultimately, it's about results. And looking at this platform, and if we unpack it a little bit and think about the data that goes into this, and all the different media owners that are connected, some like really exciting things happening here. I want to bring up someone who we just recently partnered with, Matthew Gussin from Zeta Global. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Please give him a round of applause for joining us. So, Matt, first, for the people in the audience who may not know about Zeta Global, can you just tell them a little bit about Zeta?
Yeah, thank you guys. Zeta is an omni-channel advertising partner. We're the 4th largest data set in the world. Oftentimes, people don't realize the value, but when you think Amazon, Google, Facebook, then Zeta. And by being able to power that and understand the different various audiences, we can create custom data clouds by powering your first-party data into our modeling to take this one step further and reach an audience on any device, on any screen.
Absolutely. A big technology innovation that just recently in the last few years came out was mobile location data. Being able to use where people are and understanding their past kind of affinities to help them target the screens that have that. Sometimes campaigns need more than just mobile location data. Can you give some examples of how Zeta brings some other dimensions to the mix?
Absolutely. As you heard, PlaceIQ is an important partner for both of us. That powers the location, but that's only one element of it. We need to understand sentiment. We need to understand time of day. We need to understand location. And by combining this and millions of other elements, by utilizing our artificial intelligence, we're able to extrapolate out what is most important for those key metrics. And by able to have a 360 view of every single customer, you can carve off more than just that little sliver to reach your right audience.
Absolutely. With a data set that I've heard is, what, 750 million unique email addresses?
750 million unique email addresses. It's deterministic to 200 million US consumers. And what that means when you think about your email, you never ever get rid of your email. You might change your cell phone number, but you still have your first email. It might become your spam account, but you never get rid of it. So having that deterministic email to provide us all these insights gives us really accurate perspective of who your best customer is.
Absolutely. So wanted to ask, why out of home? I mean, clearly you guys are doing some big things in programmatic with mobile and display, but what drew you to Adomni through this partnership and also the greater programmatic out of home?
Yeah, that's a great question. It really boils down to 3 things. Firstly, when you think about digital at home overall, 95% of all digital out of home ads aren't digital out of home. So when you think about it, the opportunity is ripe. This industry is growing, and more out-of-home inventory is actually becoming programmatic, which is a game changer. Number two, when you have programmatic inventory, the screens that you're able to reach, whether it's video or static, has incredible performance. So by being able to tap into performance is absolutely insane. And then the third piece, which I think Jonathan will touch on a little bit more, is absolutely enlightening results that the Nielsen and OAA came up with earlier this year. I just absolutely blew me away. So when you combine those three key elements and combine them as one, the time's right now. It's a paradigm shift that we're going to take advantage of.
Yep. And I don't know if all of you have seen these Nielsen and OAAA reports, but I want to throw out some numbers because these just were complete eye-opening for us when it comes to what impact out-of-home has on driving KPIs. Number one, ad recall, as high as 65.7%. The low end is 12.7%. And for any of you who are buying digital or social media here, imagine getting 12.7% ad recall on your social media ads. Number two, purchase consideration at 20.4%. Purchase intent climbs up at 35.4%. And get this one, store visits, 127%, with the low end being 50.2%. So that means that even the worst of campaigns, every other consumer exposed is showing up and performing. In a world where performance ultimately is the name of the game, right? The results, this is powerful, right?
It's a game changer. And what you're able to do is take your strategy, take all of your data, your big party data, your CRM, your email, and finally combine it in a holistic manner. The goal is to create efficiencies so you can put more working budget back into your media plans.
Absolutely. Thank you. Agree with that. Earlier this year, we onboarded 3,200 Lamar digital billboards. And I don't know if you guys read this in the recent Billboard Insider article. Their CEO, Sean Riley, who definitely has been around the block, said, "You've got an industry that's in the best place I've ever seen it. The digital buy has traditionally never looked at us because we don't speak their language." And then when he was talking about programmatic, he said, last year, it was a science project. This year, it's a real business. It's super exciting, guys. More money is flowing into programmatic in general, as well as programmatic out of home. We're seeing a 500% increase in average campaign spend year over year. And in closing, if you think about it, today's generation is exposed to more advertising than any generation in the history of the world. And as a result of that, everyone's BS radar is at an all-time high. Consumers know when they're being advertised to. And what's different about out-of-home is that we don't have to apologize for our advertising because consumers expect it. This makes it possible for brands to be bold, for advertisers to be direct, and most importantly, the results that we're seeing are even better than we ever expected. If any of you have any interest in connecting with us and using the platform, if you go to beta, email us at beta@adomni.com, or find us in the pink shirts. We'd love to talk with you guys about how we can work together and help increase your performance of your marketing. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Matt, well done.